Good morning all. Hope we're all doing well. Hope we're all doing well on this Thursday morning. And you're joining me for the 2023 Machineseeker Hooping Darts Sunset Tournament preview, which takes place obviously next weekend. I thought I'll do it a week early. Day over and done with sort of thing. And but yeah, before we start, let's see if everything's okay. And yeah, there we go. Everything's okay. So we'll get straight into it. I will be going through the whole 12 bracket. Basically, I'll be predicting every game, predicting who I'll think will reach all the way to the final. And so we'll get straight into it. So the 2023 Machineseeker Hooping Championship will be the 16th edition of the PDC's Hooping Championship Tournament, which will see the top players from the 13 Hooping Tour events compete against each other. The tournament will take place from, obviously, like I said, the 26th of October to the 29th of October at the Westfalenhallen in Dortmund, Germany. I think it's always in Dortmund, Germany. Well, it always has been in recent years. So yeah, different sponsor, obviously, for this tournament, with it being Machineseeker. That is a different sponsor. I mean, there is some hypocrites when it comes to like betting sponsors, to be honest with you, or different sponsors, because there is darts fans who are against betting, but they still watch the darts that are sponsored by betting. Make it make sense, people. Just make it make sense. So, a bit of a contradiction really for some darts fans, especially when they're told the sponsors out, but they still watch the bloody darts. Make it make sense. The prize money, the winner will get 120,000, well 120k. Runner will get 60,000. Same finals. If you're using the same finals, you get 32,000. If you're using 12 finals, you get 20,000. Using the last 16, so that second round, you get 10,000, and if you use in the first round, you get 6,000. So of course, it's 32 players. It's 32 players that compete in this tournament. The format is first to 6 heads. The second round is obviously first to 10. Quarterfinals are also first to 10. Semi-finals and final are both first to 11 heads. And obviously last year's champion is Ross Smith after he beat Michael Smith 11-8 in quite a emphatic performance from Ross Smith, from what I remember. So, and that was probably Michael Smith's last tournament where we told him the bridesmaid before Michael Smith went on to become the bride and win the Transcendent Darts Awards. So that's where Michael Smith was still getting criticised, being called a bridesmaid and all that. And you have to say, Ross Smith there were a few arguments where Ross Smith should have been in the Premier League because he has won a major. So, but he's obviously in action as he's a defending champion. And we'll get straight into it, starting off with the first game. I am doing this in 12 bracket order. And onto the first game. It's going to be a quarter, this one. It's going to be a quarter game. Obviously, the short format in the first round might suit a few players, like Dave Chisnall against Chris Dorby. Chris Dorby is an unbeaten. I think Chris Dorby is a very underrated player. Solid player. A lot of people would fancy Dave Chisnall in this one. David Cisno is the number 1 seed for this tournament. He's done well for the whole of this year on the hooping top. That's why he's done the number 1 seed. But the hooping dart championship is a major. The hooping tour events are not really majors and more tour events, really. For me, the best time to play David Cisno is probably the first round. It's probably the first round when he hasn't got any momentum or rhythm. When he's done on to further rounds for me. So I'm actually going for Chris Dobie. I am going for Chris Dobie in this one against David Cisno. I think David Cisno is someone who needs to probably win the first round to try and get momentum and rhythm in his game. I do think the winner of this game will go potentially all the way, in my opinion, to go potentially all the way in the tournament. And David Cisno, he's now the bridesmaid for me in the darts. How many major finals he's reached, but not won them? It's frustrating because he is too good. He is too good not to win a major, David Cisno. But we see it a lot of times with these players. So, but yeah, I do fancy Chris Dobie. I do fancy Chris Dobie to knit this one. I think Chris Dobie's playing David Cisno at the right time in the first round. If this was in the later rounds, then I would fancy David Cisno all day long. Because Cisno obviously gets that rhythm and momentum. I mean, I could be competing one, and it might suit David Cisno, the short format. I mean, that is a good strength for Cisno. That is a first 6 years, because David Cisno does have to start quick. But so does Chris Dobie at times as well. So I do think Chris Dobie was suit the under format, but I do think it's a good time to play. David Cisno is in the first round. So I'm going to go for Chris Dobie in that one. I'll obviously do my star predictions for the first round on the community posts. But yeah, I'm just predicting he's playing that doors out and doors through. Up next, obviously the winner of Cisno versus Dobie will face the winner of Martin Schindler and Stephen Bunton in the next round. Martin Schindler, of course, is obviously, it's his home tournament where you could say, as he is a German, and he is from Germany. And Stephen Bunton, I said it before, I said in my channel introduction yesterday, you don't want to play Stephen Bunton in the first round, in my opinion. I mean, Martin Schindler could go through, to be honest with you, because Stephen Bunton and Brendan Dorian, they are dangerous first round opposition for me, for any player. But I do fancy Stephen Bunton. I am going for Stephen Bunton on this one against Martin Schindler. It'll be a close game. I do think it will be a close game. But I think Stephen Bunton will wedge himself through over Martin Schindler to go through to the second round to play Chris Dobie in terms of my predictions. Up next, number 8 seed, Michael Smith, up against Wayne van Barneveld. I mean, if you said this a decade ago, this would be, or well, years ago, if this would be your first round game, you'd be thinking, what the hell's going on in darts? And but yeah, I have to go for Michael Smith on this one. It's Wayne van Barneveld, obviously last year's finalist, Michael Smith. Wayne van Barneveld, I just don't get why he's came back, to be honest with you. I just don't get why he's came back. I said it back then, he's not going to compete at all with this depth and quality that we got in darts these days, and I was proven right. For me, the only reason why Wayne van Barneveld has came back is probably for the money. It's probably for the money, in my opinion. It's not the case of him just being bored. It has to be the money, surely. Because the money has obviously increased these days since Wayne van Barneveld was at his prime, in my opinion. But for me, Wayne van Barneveld is better off playing in the World Seniors now, in my opinion. That's where he's better off playing. The tournament that Phil Tay is playing in, the Seniors tour. I think he's better off at that, Wayne van Barneveld, because with this come death with quality in darts, I'm sorry, Rip Van Barneveld cannot compete. Simple as that. And I think it's done me a comfortable win for Michael Smith on this one. I do think it's done me a comfortable win. But then there is that danger that you're probably playing these big players, these top players, at the best time in the first round, because not really going to be at the best in the first round. So yeah. Up next is the number 9 seed, Peter White. Then it's number 24 seed, Davor Kemmens. Davor Kemmens is from Germany, so he may have the crowd on his side, despite Peter White being obviously a proud favourite. Of course, Peter White, I think he's been baffling what's happened to Peter White, hasn't it? He's been so out of form since winning his second World Championship, which is what, 2 years ago? Is he going to be 2 years ago now for Peter White that he's won his second World Championship, and he's been so out of form, and he's chopping down. He is chopping down rapidly down the PT order of merit. I think by the end of the year he could be out the top 16 potentially. Peter White after starting the year in the top 4, because he's had so much money to defend, hasn't he? Because it's like a 2 year thing, of course, isn't it? He's been defending a lot of money, Peter White, so he will be defending his World Championship money that he won nearly 2 years ago, and the Players Darts Championship finals as well. And by the way, Peter White hasn't qualified for that yet, for the Players Darts Championship finals, so he could drop down, Peter White. I mean, I don't know what it is with Peter White. Why is he so out of form? Why is he struggling? Why is he struggling for form? I don't know. Maybe he had some personal issues. Obviously, his partner was in hospital and might have had a massive effect on him when he was defending his World Championship. There's also, he keeps changing his darts as well. That's a common thing we know with Peter White. He keeps changing his darts. He never sticks to a set of darts, and I think that has now come back to bite him potentially now. That he's not stiff with this set of darts potentially. So he's so out of form, and at the moment, I always go into Peter White at the moment because he's just not in form. Peter White, he has slightly got back to slow form in terms of the World Grand Prix, Peter White, and of course he reached the final of the recent Hooping Tour event, where he did lose to a German in Ricardo Patricio, who will be playing in this tournament as well, and definitely one to watch in this tournament as well. But for me, I'd go for Kemmens. I don't think Kemmens is in that much better form than Peter White, so it will be a nip and tuck then between these two, because Peter White is just not the best Peter White we know, unfortunately. This is so unfortunate to say. But I'm going to go for Davor Kemmens on this one. I'm going to go for Kemmens on this one to knock out Peter White. I did at the World Championship all them couple of years ago, when we were in lockdown, of course. Up next is number 4 seed Derwin Price against the young superstar Team Barry, the young upcoming superstar Team Barry. I think I'll fancy Derwin Price in this one. I don't think Team Barry, I haven't seen much of him this year. Like we have the last previous years. I mean, Team Barry could be a potential dangerous player that you could date in the first round, because Team Barry would be looking to start rapidly quick, of course. But I think Derwin Price, even if we're not going to see the best Derwin Price in this game, I do expect Derwin Price just to get over the line in this one against Team Barry. He made that over the line comfortably. You just don't know what Derwin Price turns up in terms of the first round, because then Derwin Price and these top players want with him a momentum. So you're not going to see the best of them in the first round, but you don't fancy Derwin Price in this one against Team Barry. Up next is an interesting one. Number 13 seed Nathan Aspinall, of course the World Machineseeker champion, up against number 20 seed Wayne Searle. Wayne Searle White is one of these players that you just don't always Wayne Searles and turn up for me. I mean, the best Wayne Searle could turn up and knock out Nathan Aspinall and you wouldn't be surprised. Nathan Aspinall, he suits a London format for me. I think he suits a London format, Nathan Aspinall. For me, it's about who starts to Twitter. I think who starts the Twitter between these two. Whoever starts Twitter and whoever starts the bets out of these two will probably go on to win, because it is first to 6 heads in this one. And for me, I think Nathan Aspinall starts the more slower, in my opinion, which could cost him during this game, in my opinion, which is why I have done for Wayne Searle. I have done for Wayne Searle to win. If this was a different tournament, if this was like the World Championship, then yeah, I would go for Aspinall to win. Or like the World Machineseeker, I would go for Nathan Aspinall to win. But the fact it's the first round, anyone can beat anyone, in my opinion, and you wouldn't be that shocked, to be honest. And that just sums up the arse these days, that anyone can beat anyone in the first round. So it's not normally I go against my favourite player, but I am neutral to this sport and I give my neutral opinion. So I am going for Wayne Searle to get past Nathan Aspinall in this one and face Darren Price in the second round. So before we go on to the next game, Rob Cross against Dimitri Vandenberg, I am going to go for, well, I don't read the comments first. I mean, that would be nice. Don't ignore people. Morning, mate. I can jump on with you if you like it. Pretty hell, speed, Chris, man, speed. Morning, mate. I can jump on with you if you like. Yeah, why not? We'll date you on. Just get me send the end. Well, just give me a minute. I'll send the end. I'll send it. There we go. Oh, bloody, I've lost the thing now. No, I haven't lost the thing. But yeah, I've sent the link in the chat. Mike, if you want to come on, mate. So yeah, but while we wait for Mike, if he wants to come on, Rob Cross against Dimitri Vandenberg. Very interesting one. Very interesting game. It's a very interesting game, this one. Rob Cross is one of them. He's one of them players, Rob Cross, that he's a consistent player. Don't get me wrong, a consistent solid player. He's had past success in this tournament, Rob Cross. He's had past success in this tournament. While Dimitri Vandenberg is probably number 28 seed for a reason. He doesn't tend to do that well in terms of hooping tour events. But the actual hooping dart championship is obviously different. to the tour event, in my opinion. I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, it's a tough one in the bad way for me. It's a tough one in the bad way because both players are inconsistent at the moment. Rob Cross is not the Rob Cross we know probably from a couple of years ago, from that won the World Championship, but he's still a consistent player. I don't know. It is quite a tough one. You won't be shocked whoever wins. Whoever does win, if Rob Cross wins, I think Rob Cross will probably go further in the tournament because I think he's won this tournament twice before. But I am done door for Dimitri. Yeah, I'm on edge towards Dimitri Vandenberg on this one, in my opinion. So we will get a special guest on now. We'll get Mike on. I didn't just that would be good.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself? Good to see you back.
The bad guy's back.
I would turn on the camera, but I literally just woken up and saw that you were live, so we'll just stay like this. I think I'll be better off doing that.
I mean, some of my United fans waking up. Yeah.
He started already, people. He started already. It's not good.
But yeah, I don't know how many games I've done through. I've done through half of the first round, anyways. So I'll take your quick thoughts on the games that I've done through so far.
I'll just give my score prediction on the games rather than actually giving a opinion, and then we'll just do the opinion when I get to the
So basically, I went through the 12 bracket order because it'd be more easier.
Yeah.
So Chase no Derby. I mean, either way, that one.
For some reason I don't like Chizzy on the stage. He's done incredible on the Euro Tour, but I'm going to go Dobie 6-4 win.
Good start.
I just like Dobie. Oh, this one is a belter. 6-5 Schindler. This is going to be an absolute belter because Stephen Bunton has improved massively recently. He got to a quarterfinal on the Euro Tour, I think, the other day. 6-5 Schindler though. Schindler is going to be the torch for German darts. I think he's incredible.
I mean, obviously, I went for Stephen Bunton just because first round, Stephen Bunton and Brendan Doran, you don't want them in the first round. They always tend to knock players out when you don't expect. Stephen Bunton, yes, surprising, knocking players out because I think he's very underrated, but he's a solid player. Brendan Doran, I think that is surprising when he knocked out Van Duren all the way back in the World Mass Play. I mean, what's that all about? But that's Brendan Doran for you. Then he gets knocked out in the pretty next round.
Yeah, Joe Cullum on it, I think. No, I don't know. I don't think it was.
And Nathan Aspinall won the World Mass Play. By the way, unbelievable performance in Kate in that final, where Kate did nothing wrong. I would say I had a bit for one about Graham van Barneveld on this one. Like, why the hell did he come back with this current depth of quality in darts these days? But what's your prediction for this one?
The thing that's edgy, I'm not going to say Barney to win, but I think it'll be a closer game than what people think because it's in Europe. You know, the European fans love Barney a lot more than what the British, our fans do, especially in this game because obviously Michael Smith is a local boy. He's winning everything at the moment, which never thought I'd be saying it. He's the next two majors to be on Sky, the Grand Slam and the Worlds. He's the holder in both of them. I think he'll win this comfortably, but Barney will give it a fight 6-3. I think double break a throw or something like that will win the game for Smith.
I think the only advantage Barney's got is in the first round, and these big players, these top players, don't tend to turn up with the best in the first round, and are more rhythm. They are more rhythm players and want to go on further rounds. well, especially in the big tournaments. Anyways,
Well, this first round is so hard to predict because it's literally that you haven't got, like a James Wade, you haven't got time to wait 10 or 5-10 legs to get into it. Is within 11 legs the game's gone. So it's all about quick players and how players start quickly in this quick format, short format.
but I just don't really. I can't predict Barney to win any game at the moment. That's this tournament definitely quite in darts in my opinion, and I think Barney came back. I think I said it earlier. Barney just came back for the money, but he's better off playing on the seniors tour, like Phil Taylor is and all of them. In my opinion, anyways. But
yeah,
I think he came back for the money. I mean, it always happens these days. Obviously, a repeat of a World Championship Classic from lockdown when Kevin's knocked out Peter White. Obviously, I am concerned about Peter White's form. I have been concerned about Peter White's form since he won his second world title, really. So, I mean, it's baffling what's happening with Peter White and he is going to top down the PC or the Mirror if he doesn't get his act together.
Yeah, I was concerned about Wright, but the performance he put in Germany at the weekend, knocking out Doby, knocking out I think it was Doby, Humphries, and Heta to get to the final where he lost to Pietschko, who had an unbelievable weekend, and fair play to him. But that's what I mean. I would have actually been edging a Clemens win here, but you can just see that in a moment where it matters, Peter Wright can turn it on. And I think that him being 9th seed for this tournament, he's got a bit unlucky. He could have been, a lot higher in the seeding, which would have avoided. Because I mean, you look at I know obviously you're not doing it, but you look at the draw. If he wins this, he's got Smith or Barneveld in the next round, which is not what you want in a second round. And if he was higher up in the seed for the Euro Tour, he would have had a favourable second round or more favourable draw. I think he'll win this very comfortably. Clemens just doesn't seem like the finished player at all. Like I said, Schindler is the German number one, and he's absolutely clear of him, in my opinion. Schindler is just a completely better player than Clemens. 6-2, right? 6-2, right? Yeah. He beat a German in Germany at the weekend as well, Nico Kurt. So he knows how to beat against like the home crowd. So I think he'll be fine. Later in the tournament, I'm not too sure, but this first round, yeah, I think you'll get over the line.
It's a hard one with Peter White. But I think to be honest with you, it's worth a punt Peter White in terms of the next two major tournaments, Grand Slam and the World Championship, and the K-Star Championship Finals, which he hasn't qualified for yet, which I saw this morning, which is mental. Along with Nathan Aspinall as well, I was like, hey, that can't be White. But it's just the shows the PA's Championship Finals for you. The PA's Championships when they're happening as well. But it's worth a punt Peter White in the next two majors because his odds are going to drop massively to like 20-1 and all that. And it just sums up Peter White. It would just sum up Peter White could he do it for a third time in the war, potentially becoming a world champion, but I doubt it, to be honest with you. But
yeah, Peter Wright is a very difficult one to predict because you literally don't know what's going to happen. But in certain games, I think you just got to look at it and think, yeah, Peter's got this. But like I said, he's got maybe Michael Smith or Barney in the next round. And even if it is Barney, Barney can beat. If Barney beats Michael Smith, he could beat anyone. It's as simple as that. And if Michael Smith beats Barney, we know what Michael Smith can do. So Peter Wright is just thinking, just get past this game with relative ease. Because if this is 6-4, 6-5, and then he's got to go and play Michael Smith or Barney in the next round, he's got Chisnell in that section of the draw as well. I think that section is really tough. Whoever gets out of that, it probably will be Michael Smith, but it's a very tough section of the draw.
Well, when I spoke about this earlier, I actually gone the complete opposite. I said this game would be close, but I actually edge towards Kellens. This is because of Peter White's, just down to Peter White's form at the moment. But now Peter White will probably end up turning up for the 100
You'll win the
Alvarez.
you'll win the tournament.
100 Alvarez winning 6-0.
You'll win the tournament now, Peter, right?
And he can thank me on social media if he does.
I really hope it. So just a sidetrack for this tournament. I really hope it's someone like who hasn't won a major before, just to get them into the Grand Slam. That gives them a chance of getting into the World, and that could basically save their tour card. If it's someone like Ricardo Pritzko goes and wins this or something, or gets to like a quarter final, he's in the Grand Slam. Then he's guaranteed a place in the World, and he's got his tour card safe. That's why the back end of the year is.
And he won't be given the backdoor entrance to say him.
Yeah.
But yeah, up next, I went for Derwin Price on this one, even if Derwin Price doesn't turn up to his best form. I mean, then first to City Heads might suit Team Bowie, but I still think that I would still fancy Price in this one.
Yeah, Price has been very on and off at the moment in the. I hate to say that the crap tournaments, but because the Pro Tour is literally the boundary for the rest of the main tour. But Peter Wright, Gerwyn Price just either doesn't go to the Pro Tours, or doesn't fancy the Pro Tours, or he missed the Euro Tour at the weekend. But even yesterday when he lost to Gary Anderson in the last 16 of the Players' Championship, I was actually watching it. He's averaging he's lost 6-2, but he's averaging 97, 98. And he's averaging ridiculous averages, but just so complacent on the doubles. If it wasn't Gerwyn Price and basically my hero, I'd be maybe edging Keane Barry a little bit here. But I think just the knowing the fact that this tournament is open for him to go on a bit of a run and maybe even win it, because he's never won this tournament before. So I think he will, just a bit like the Michael Smith Barney game. Keane Barry will cause him problems. He will not get 6-0. It's as simple as that. Keane Barry is too good of a player to get 6-0. We saw it at the UK Open when he had that remarkable run and nearly got to the semi-finals. I can't. He actually did, I think, didn't he? I can't quite remember.
Yeah, he did. He got to the pretty final.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll go 6-4, 6-3, 6-4. But no, I'll go 6-4. I'll give Barry a bit of shout. Price will not have it easy this weekend, though. Or the weekend coming up, sorry. He will not have it easy.
I don't think the big players find these type of tournaments easy now these days. Like the European Championship, Players' Championship as well, Players' Championship finals in December.
The problem that a lot of players have with the European Championship finals and the Players' Championship finals is they have to do well on the Pro Tour all year to get their rankings up. Like, we've seen some crazy second round games over the years in the Players' Championships, like Gary Anderson versus Peter Wright and Humphries versus Ryan Searle, because their rankings, like Dave Chisnell's seeded number 1 for the European Championship. Is out of the 32, is he the best player there? No. But he's done well on the Euro Tour to get that, so he's got that privilege of having an easier tie-in. But 32 plays Chris Dobie is not easy, so that's why these tournaments just mix some major shocks because of the seedings. But
and also Ross Smith. I think Ross Smith, when he won it last year, I think he was 20 odd, wasn't he, in terms of the seeding?
Yeah. I think it was like 23rd, 24th when he won So he's only just got in the finals by like 7 or 8 places, and he's gone on and won it. So that's what I mean. It's the seed, as you can see on your banner there. Keane Barry is not 4 away or 3 or 4 away from being the worst player there. So this is what I mean. Is crazy, but
I actually still think there is some worse players than Team Barry in this tournament, in my opinion. And in terms of the seedings, anyways, and obviously Gary Anderson hasn't qualified for this. I just noticed that. I mean,
Well, that's because he don't go to the Euro tours.
Yeah, exactly.
But on the Players' Championship finals, I think he's like, I think he's like really up there because he won again yesterday on the
Yeah,
Pro Tour.
he carries them, doesn't he? So
Yeah,
and
yeah. For the Players' Championship finals, Gary Anderson is $9,000 clear at the top of the ranking, so we will go into that as it stands as seeded number 1. Where like, is he the top 64 player in the world? No, but yeah, that's what the seedings are. So
I mean this next is a cracker, you could say, if both of them, especially for first and sixth yards as well. So it could be good. Whoever starts quickest could potentially win that. My weakness with Aspinall is he can start slow. Nathan Aspinall.
yeah, he likes the match play format, doesn't he? Too much.
Yeah. Because he can have that first break and then he ends up battling through and coming back. And even in the final against Johnny Caton, I think Johnny Caton took the lead. Took some sort of a lead, and Aspinall turned it around. Wayne Searle is just a funny one. Yeah, it depends which Wayne Searle turns up. And I actually edge towards Wayne Searle on this one, just because of Aspinall starting slow in terms of these short formats in terms of first round.
I've gone the same as well, Searle. I really like Searle, and he loves these type of tournaments. You know, we saw him get to the final at the Players. He loves this first couple of rounds, 1st to 6. He loves it, and I think he'll get through it. Nathan Aspinall again starts slow, but if it's if it's leg 3 or 4 and it's 2-1 or 3-1 to Searle, I think Nathan Aspinall will struggle to get back into it. But if after the first 3 legs it's 2-1 and not 3-0, then I think Aspinall has a chance. But I just worry about Aspinall, how slow he starts. But Searle starts really quick, and if he gets those 180s that we know he can hit early, and you know the big finishes. And one thing that is crazy with Ryan Searle, he's blind in one eye, and he's still an incredible dart player. I think 6. I don't want to give discredit to Aspinall, but I think 6-2. I think Searle just confident. I know you really like Aspinall, but I think just Searle's going to get the better of him in this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be 6-2, 6-3 to Wayne Searle, just because of the way Aspinall starts in terms of these formats. If it was an under format, then yeah, I would fancy Aspinall all day long. But obviously, I think this was the last one I spoke about. Was Rob Cross to Miss Van Bird. I was struggling who to go for, to be honest with you. But I edged towards Dimitri. It could be last year. I decided to be honest with you, because Rob Cross, bit of a strain. He's been strained so far. Rob Cross, he's very inconsistent, but at the same time, when you watch him, he can be a consistent player. Dimitri Van Bird maybe suits the short format better, because he may start quicker. But if this was an under format, then I'll obviously go for Watts personally.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with Dimitri. I just really don't. I think he's in a really bad place at the moment. I genuinely think Rob Cross could dismantle him in very easy fashion. I don't know what it is. Rob Cross just always seems to turn up in this event. He's won it 2 times. He's won so many Euro Tour events. And well, he won one of the times he won the Euro Tour. He didn't even get into the Premier League when he clearly should have. And he loves this tournament. He loves the venue. And Dimitri's not in the right place to even come anywhere near him. This is going to be a shock to everyone, but I'm going to go 6-0. I think he's going to absolutely whitewash him. 6-0.
So you know what's going to happen now? Dimitri Van Bird will end up winning.
So basically, if anyone wants a bet, just put 6-1, 6-2 on Dimitri.
Just don't listen to his bets.
Yeah, they go very bad. Very bad.
I mean, this next one is very interesting. 2 for me, two solid players, Danny Noppert and Andrew Gilden. Andrew Gilden, it still baffles me. It still baffles me how he is a major winner this year. Don't forget that, people. In that brilliant performance against Mike Van Der in that final. I've never seen a very tense final as well. And Danny Noppert is done about his business probably this year. He's staying in that top 10, isn't he? Danny Noppert in terms of PT order merit. And the Dutch James Wade, potentially, Danny Noppert, as I call him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, tough one. It is a tough one, this one. And I think I went for... Yeah, I've edged towards Danny Noppert on this one.
Look, I like Gilden a lot. I just love the way that he's...
Plus his thumbs up.
Yeah, the fun. But he went to Q School, got his tour card, and everyone was like, oh, he's going to be a top 32, top 48 player, just constantly keeping his tour card every year. And that just... When he won that UK Open and when he was just playing like he did in a lot of tournaments, you just didn't see anyone beating him. And it's so crazy watching Gilden get into these like quarterfinals of Pro Tours, and I think it all stemmed from one Pro Tour. I think he either won it or he got to the final, and then everyone was like, "Oh, Gilden could be a decent player this year." And then he went and wins the UK Open in what, like you said, a very, very nervy final. And I think even if you ask Gilden, would he win that if he played it again? He'd probably say no, because he didn't play particularly good, but Michael just gave him so many opportunities in that game, and which he took. So, you can't fault a man for taking opportunities when it's handed to you. But again, Danny Noppert, I've never seen, basically, like you said, the Dutch James Wade, everything he does is just so methodical. It's so relaxed. He can drop 2 or 3 legs and he's not, fuming with himself. He just takes it as it is. If there was any game in the first round that could go on forever and I'd just enjoy it, it'd probably be this one or Aspinall against Searle. I actually can't pick because I really like Gilden. A lot of people hate Gilden because he takes so long with his throw and they think he just is boring, which
boo-hoo.
But he gets results, so what more do you want? And then you've got Danny Noppert, who I've never seen Danny Noppert use any facial expressions when he feels like he's playing crap or like you don't know what Noppert is thinking. It's going to be an 11-legger. It's going to be a last leg decider. You can flip a coin. I'll just go Noppert. I don't even know why, but I'll just go Noppert. If Gilden wins 6-5, if Gilden wins 6-0, whoever wins this will be a good match, I think.
And I think the winner of this game, I'll do it up on there, will face the winner of Mark Watts and Dimitri Van Berg next game. And these two will probably fancy that, in my opinion, to go into the quarterfinals and further. Yeah,
I think it's always hard in a major, in a major to sort of plot your way, if you like, and say this route is the best. If we've got the best draw, beat this guy and then beat that guy and we're in the quarterfinal, because these are the 32 best players on the Euro Tour all year out of like 14, 15 Euro Tours. So they're here for, every single one of these 32 are here for a reason. Either they've got to like 5-6 quarterfinals, or they've even won an event, or Luke Humphries, you win like 5 or 6. Because he is just unbelievable, Luke Humphries. We'll talk about him later on. But yeah, I think the winner of this will fancy themselves in the next round against Cross or Dimitri, and they'll be looking at it thinking, if we just get through this with relative ease, put all of our effort into that next round, we're into a quarterfinal. So yeah, 100% agree. I'll go Noppert though, just because I think he's just got enough, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I based it on. I think it will be a coin flip probably, and Noppert will probably just exit without a winning double, a tense winning double. And talking of Luke Humphries, who's up next, up against Brendan Doran. People say, yeah, easy Luke Humphries win. But if you watch that and Brendan Doran in the first round, he seems to shock people, and he did it with Mike Van Doren in the World Master, which did pretty shock a lot of people. And even though that was a kind of non-format, that was first 10 years, and Van Doren, I don't even think Van Doren played that. Van Doren wasn't the best Van Doren. Brendan Doran just did what he needed to do in terms of the first half of the game and try and get a lead in the first two quarters, which is why Brendan Doran probably won that game. But obviously, this is a short format. You've got to say, short format probably suits the way Humphries plays. But it's Brendan Doran for you. It is Brendan Doran, and I wouldn't be shocked if Brendan Doran just really pulls you. Not yesterday, pulls you Humphries pretty pants down, pretty states. I mean darts terms. So
I hope that doesn't happen.
I mean they'll be pretty fine coming. I mean it's not like misfits. Well, it's not misfits darts, but yeah, whatever. But Humphries, I think. Yeah, I'll offer Humphries. I just think short format. He has the momentum at the moment, but this momentum thing doesn't mean anything because Nathan Aspinall had momentum from winning the World Master, and he got knocked out in the first round of the World Grand Prix to Stephen Bunting, which was a tough draw, by the way, for Aspinall.
Yeah. I see this one going the way that everyone expects. He's the number 2 seed for a reason. He's demolished the Euro Tour, apart from Chisnell, who I didn't expect Chisnell to perform this well on the Euro Tour, which he has. And granted, he's got himself the number 1 seed. But like we were saying, is Brendan Dolan the second worst opponent you can have in the first round? No, there's quite a few players even higher, like the higher end of the seedings for this tournament. I'd rather play Dave Chisnell in the first round than Brendan Dolan because we just know what Brendan Dolan can do. But again, Luke is in a great place. His whole approach to darts now has changed. The amount of weight he's lost, the amount of effort he's put into it, how serious he wants to take this. He will be a world champion. I don't know if it'll be this year because I think that's too early. But he's got the major now. He's won the major, which was the thing that he wanted to do, especially after that UK Open final, which he thought he should have won. And I think maybe a lot of people thought he performed so well in that tournament that final against James Wade was typical James Wade. Anyone else, I think Humphries wins that. And he was superb against Gerwyn Price, ridiculously in perfection.
Yeah, Gerwyn Price did nothing wrong for me. Just Humphries was perfect.
Gerwyn Price said that he put in the same performance in that final and lost than most people have to win the tournament. So, it was just Luke Humphries. What did he win? 4 sets in a row or 3 sets in a row? Ridiculous darts. Dolan won't be easy. It won't be a complete pushover. 6-2, but Humphries won't. I don't think he has been beaten in early rounds of tournaments before, but I just don't see it. If this was 2 years ago, maybe just after lockdown, you could say, well, Humphries can get beat or can stumble over the line or just miss out. But this new sort of Luke Humphries, he's number 4th or 5th in the world. Not now. I think if Brendan Dolan wanted to get him, it would have been 2 years ago, but not now. 6-2. Very, very comfortable, I think it'll be.
I've done for 6-3 Humphries. I think Brendan Dolan might take the lead early on, but I just think Humphries, the format suits him for me.
100%.
And Luke Humphries is heading into similar territory to Michael Smith for me. I think he could be, in terms of Grand Slam and the World Championship, probably a lot of experts picks for them tournaments potentially. I think it all depends how he does in the Grand Slam, Luke Humphries. If he wins that, then yeah, he's pretty on. He's on for it. Yeah.
There's a lot of names. I say it every year, but that will be the most open World Championship of all time.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go for Michael Van Doren to win the World Championship because he hasn't won it for a while.
Yeah, that's actually true because he will have that winning feeling back. Yeah. Maybe. You know what I'm going to pick anyway.
But Michael probably go for Humphries, and the whole of Scotland will go for Peter White or Darry Anderson.
Do you know what? Gary is probably in the best. Is probably in the best place to ever win a major at the moment. He's just winning everything. He demolished Peter Wright, Gerwyn Price 6-2 in the Pro Tour yesterday. I will be watching the Pro Tour today. I think it starts at 12:30. So, Gary is. No, he won't win it. But what did we say about Gary? He will just never go away because it gets to October, November, and he'll just be like, right, I need to win so many games, you need to get so much money to get to the world. Let's just go and win 4 Pro Tours, go and win the Players Championships, and there I am, seed 25 or something for the Worlds. He will be a seed for the Worlds. Don't know how, but you'll end up being a seed for the World Championship.
Oh yeah, I think he will be. The only problem with Darry Anderson is, but I wouldn't even say it's a problem if he is a low seed, because I think Darry Anderson on his day can beat anyone, including the top players, and you just won't be surprised.
Yeah, it's don't know what to expect.
So you don't know what to expect, where you? I mean, this is an intriguing day, I'll say, because we all know what Christopher Chassis is all about, and Joe Cullen. I do fancy Joe Cullen to make a bit of a run in this tournament. I think he hasn't won a major for a while now. I think it was last year, because Chris Dobey won it this year, won the Masters this year, then Joe Cullen won it last year. And obviously Joe Cullen reached the Premier League darts final last year as well. I expect Joe Cullen to get back to that sort of form in this tournament. I think it should suit Joe Cullen this tournament for me, especially with the potential route to the final. I mean, he could get Humphries next, but that's going to be a cracker, by the way. Humphries versus Joe Cullen in the next round.
First, is that still first? No, that's not still first to 6, is it? I can't remember.
What, in the next round?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's first to 10. Yeah, it's potentially Humphries and Joe Cullen in the next round against each other.
Yeah. Give me that tie. This is where it ends up. Brenda Dolan against Ratajski. You just know it.
Well, luckily I'll be pretty. Well, yeah, I'll be in Portsmouth. I'll be in Portsmouth, won't I? Because the second one will be. Oh no, it's next week. I'm on about. I thought for some reason I thought this time was this week, but yeah.
I was just about to say I've got all Saturday free because we're playing tomorrow night, but yeah, it's next weekend, not this weekend.
Yeah, next weekend. And but yeah, with Chelsea then Joe Cullen, I've edged towards Joe Cullen on this one. I think it's written as a 6-4 game for me in Joe Cullen's favour.
Yeah, I don't see Ratajski. It's so. I remember Wayne Maddell kept saying,
he's my outsider.
Yeah, he's my outsider, and he kept getting to like quarterfinals, got to the semi-finals of the match play. And it just seemed like he's going to do it at some point. He's going to get to a final. He's going to win something. But I just think the difference with like Michael Smith when we was getting annoyed at Michael, well, not annoyed, but just frustrated because you knew Michael Smith could do it, and obviously we've proved now that he can. But I just don't know if Ratajski can. I just don't know if he can get over the line. He won the Polish European Tour, Polish Masters, which the reception he got in every single game in that tournament was purely sensational. Like they see him as a darting hero, because obviously darts ain't as popular in Poland as what it is in Germany or Britain or Netherlands. So that tournament, as soon as he played that first game, he said he's going to win this because the crowd was on his side. He was just playing good darts. But yeah, Joe Cullen, again, back to the seed. Is Joe Cullen free seeding points worse than Ratajski? No.
No chance. No.
So the way the draw is done, you would never expect Joe Cullen, Luke Humphries to be a second round game, which I think it will be. Again, I think this will be another comfortable win. 6-3, I think, for Cullen. I think he'll take an early lead. Ratajski will get a couple of legs back. Because Joe Cullen does that a lot, and he's going to get caught out in big games. He lets opponents back in. And, we've seen it in the Premier League. That Premier League final, you was like, he's got this, and he just lets Van Geuren back into it. And against the top 6, 7, 8 players in the world, you can't do that. But against Ratajski, we've seen Ratajski's missed big doubles before. So if he lets Ratajski in, there's a chance Christoph misses. 6-3, I'm going to go for Cullen. I think he will just get into the next round.
Yeah, and then that potential next round of Humphries and Cullen, I think the winner of that will probably fancy themselves step to the last stages or potentially the final of this tournament.
Yeah, 100%.
And up next is the number 7 seed. Well, I call him. I may be calling him the Dutch bridesmaid with years to come, and that is Dirk van Dijvenbode up against a very struggling James Wade. I mean, James Wade's consistency over the past few years of being in the top 10 is now probably coming to haunt him now, and I think he's now done a potentially. I think he's already chopped out the top 15 from what I've last checked, James Wade. But for me, I think you have to go for Dirk, especially when it's a short format as well. I mean, first 6 years, James Wade more on the format for me. And if this was like rounds, then I would be on the fence. But Dirk, he starts quick. Dirk as well. A potential tournament winner, Dirk, if he gets the right mindset and the right mentality, which is what's getting him down, in my opinion. But I think Dirk, I still think he will be a major winner at some point. Because Duke Humphries, he reached the UK Open final and we're all asking questions about him. And now look at him now. Obviously different scenarios. Dirk reached the final I think it was in knockdown, wasn't it? Of the World Tour 3.
Yeah, when he lost prize 5-2, 5-3, I think. I can't remember.
I think it was 5. Yeah, it was around that storyline. And Dirk, he is a bit of a nutter in terms of his walk on, but that's what it's all about: getting the crowd entertained, and he can entertain on the dartboard as well. If he just gets the right mindset and the right mentality, then he's definitely a Premier League player, Dirk, in my opinion. I think he suits the Premier League as well for their criteria as well. So I think Dirk wins this comfortably for me. Dirk comfortably. Around 6-2. 6-2 for me.
Yeah, it's horrible to see the demise of James Wade, because we were just his whole sort of like what made James Wade was the fact that you could average 105 against him, he could average 80, but he just takes out everything on the double. But now we're not even seeing that part of his game, which is worrying. You know, we've seen him at Euro Tours not even qualifying, losing in the qualifiers. You know, if you would have told me 2 years ago that James Wade would be struggling to qualify for, you know, European Championships and Players Championships and getting beaten Pro Tours in like the second round, I'd be like, what? You know, that's not James Wade. I'll always come back to I think the reason why this drop off has happened is James Wade didn't want to change. Like, I think James Wade was so stubborn in the way that he played. Like, you know, the change in darts now is not about just taking out your doubles and, you know, poor averages. The whole game now, to be successful in this sport, you've got to be hitting 100 average and taking out 60, 70% on your checkout. James Wade was the other way. It was 80-90 average scoring, but like 85-90% on doubles, didn't miss. Where I think that's catching up on him, and the whole way of darts is changing, and James Wade has just been caught up in the change and the rebuild of how darts has got to be now. And I feel really bad, because it's not like a Michael Smith, or it's not like a different one where he's won 1 or 2. James Wade has won nearly everything, apart from the Worlds, which he would never win just because of the format, just because he doesn't like the Alexandra Palace as it is. He's won everything, and it's just so sad to see what's happened.
Plus James Wade's opportunity to win the Worlds is done now. that famous where
Where he
he's
walked
5-1
off.
up, where he's 5-1 up against Asian Lewis. That was the one. Because if he would have won that, he would have beat Andy Hamilton in that final.
Yeah, if he didn't walk off the stage, he's won a world championship. It's as simple as that. Just stay on the stage, stay focused. 2 more
Fine
sets.
margins, unfortunately.
Yeah. What a turnaround from Adrian Lewis, by the way, in that.
Oh yeah, I mean, what turnaround? That should be remembered. I mean, I don't even think Wade played that bad in that when you did turn it around.
5-1 up and I feel it's just painful, isn't it? It's just painful.
It's painful for him, but I still think James Wade, once his career does end, he should still be remembered as a top 10 player of all time, surely.
Yeah, top 10, yeah, I'd agree, yeah.
Maybe, I wouldn't say top 5, but definitely top 10.
Yeah, it's
in my opinion.
I think he's probably like 8th or 9th, 7th, 8th, 9th, that region. But
because top 5, I think it's pretty simple who we thought as top 5. Well, Michael put Derwin Price in there.
Well, I think Price. I think Price is 5th, just based off the fact that he came into the sport as a rugby player, changed like the model of the sport.
See, you can have your own opinion. I mean, it depends what era you call into. It's a bit like F1 where you like people probably my years will probably do like Lewis Hamilton, but I don't. I go for the likes of Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher, the 1980s and all that. Same with darts these days. Obviously, we all agree Phil Taylor is the door. Unfortunately for Mike Van Derwen.
Yeah, Michael would have to win. Like, the thing is, even if Michael won the same amount of world titles as Phil, I still don't think that he would ever.
He'd all have a lot of other mazes as well. Phil
Taylor
can't even walk in this bloody trophy cabinet room. He's got that bloody money.
Yeah, that I saw that video where he tried to do that. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Where he said that he's got so many that he at one point he'll just look at like a section of his room and think, oh, that was that year. That's that year when I won like the world championship, the match play, the bloody European championship, the 5 or 6 Pro Tour events, like, and the Pro Tour back then in 2011, 2012 was tough because like there was. When you get to like a semi-final, you've probably got Andy Hamilton or Raymond van Barneveld, James Wade, and Phil Taylor or something in a semi-final. So, but times changed, and back to James Wade. I think a couple more years, and then it's so sad to say, but a couple more years, and maybe that's it. Maybe,
and then he'll end up probably playing in the seniors as well.
Yeah. I think he would. I think he'll win that as well. I think he'll
he'll win that, I think.
Yeah, but Robert Thornton is playing unbelievable on the seniors. I didn't expect that, but
I'm baffled by that. I'm baffled why he joined the seniors. Obviously, I understood that at first, but
I think
when you watch him play, you just think to yourself, hang on a minute, he's done enough to still play on the pretty.
He put it this way: if he's in a quarterfinal against or on a Pro Tour game against someone like Doby or Schindler, for example, does he win? I don't know if he wins, but he gives them a right good game, and it's just gutting to see someone like that. Obviously, you've got Martin Adams on there, and you're like, yeah, you can see why, because some of the games are dreadful. But like Thornton and the other one as well, the Canadian, which I can't think.
David Cameron.
Yeah, David Cameron.
Not the Prime Minister people.
You're like, what? What's he doing on the seniors? But you can understand it.
You could even do Kevin Painter as well. I mean, he still plays at a decent level.
Yeah,
decent level. But obviously up next, the Ferret, Johnny Caton, up against Jose de Sousa. Straight away, maybe disrespectful to Jose de Sousa, but Jose de Sousa is not the same player he was when he won the France Champ in knockdown and reached the Premier League final. Against Johnny Caton, wasn't it? Yeah. And for me, I don't fancy Caton on this one. just choose D'Souza's form. I mean, D'Souza, it's weird because in some recent games, he's actually not played that bad. Even though you think he has played bad, but he hasn't played that bad at all. The World Cup 3, a dud scenario against Darry Anderson. But yeah, I don't fancy Caton on this one. And I think Johnny Caton will fancy himself again in this tournament, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, the thing is, I really like Jose. I just think he adds something different to the sport. But obviously, being Welsh, you can't back against Clayton, and I don't even think it's biased.
Johnny Consistent here, and as I call him.
Yeah. He reminds me a bit of like a Cullen, where he can. I think those two, it's perfect there. They're literally best mates because they literally play the exact same way. They can easily average 105, 106 and blow someone out of the water, or they can have an absolute nightmare. And you can tell because they train together. Every time they go to tournaments, they share the hotel together. They just have that some sort of consistency that they both have. And just like I mentioned, Joe Cullen in his game against Ratajski, the exact same here. Jose can beat Clayton. We've seen Jose put in ridiculous. I mean, that Premier League when he broke Gary Anderson's record for the most 180s in a Premier League, he didn't even know that he'd done it. Someone told him, and he said, "Oh, that's good." Like, you've just broken a proper, really good record, Jose. He doesn't care. When he won that Grand Slam, I know it was lockdown, and I think Price, even when Price won his World Championship, I don't think he would have won that with a crowd booing him in every round. I think that massively helped him, and I think the crowd would have got on Jose's back with like how long he was taking and his throw and stuff. And I think that helped him massively. This one's going to be a bit of a tight one. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think, just because Jose is dropping down the rankings. He needs to start winning games to get into that, top 16 again, because at the moment he looks miles off it. And even on the Players' Championship race at the moment, he's 27th in that as well. So, he's dropping down that, and it's going to be a bad year next year for Jose as well. I think Clayton will win this, but it's going to be a really tight game. I'm going to go 6-5, Johnny Clayton. I just think Jose knows what he needs to do now, and it's going to be a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, I've gone for a 6, probably around the 6-3, 6-2 win for Clayton, in my opinion. Up next is Michael van Doorn up against Mads Wadsma. I mean, I would do I am done Van Doorn, but you just don't know in these first round games. And Mads Wadsma, people would count this, easy Van Doorn win. What on to the next one. But Mads Wadsma, maybe playing Van Doorn at the right time. It depends which Wadsma turns up. I just think Van Doorn, I think I said it with Price against Team Barry. I just think Van Doorn, even if Van Doorn's not at his best, I think he'll definitely over the line in this one against Mads Wadsma. I think it will be kind of close game, but it'd be more like around 6-3 Van Doorn, in my personal opinion. Or yes, if a prime Van Doorn turns up, then it's gonna be pretty whitewash, I'm afraid, for Wadsma.
But I'm not too sure because Michael van Gerwen's not turned up for the Pro Tour this weekend, and for yesterday, tomorrow, and Thursday, Friday. So I think he's full steam ahead for this European Championship, and I think he's aiming to win it because he just seems like he's dropping off in form a little bit. A couple of games where definitely against Pritchko at the weekend, Pritchko played terrible, and somehow he's won the game. And I think it's coming back to that point where giving players opportunities in games, and Van Gerwen does that a lot. He will give you opportunities. Sometimes you bottle it under the occasion because it's like, it's Michael van Gerwen, I've got a chance to beat Van Gerwen. That's why a lot of people don't beat Van Gerwen when realistically they maybe should. And Ricardo Pritchko at the weekend showed if you give me an opportunity, I'm going to take it, no matter who you have, whether you're Michael Van Gerwen, Chris Dobie, or bloody Luke Littler, for example. No matter who you are, I'm going to take an opportunity against you. Rasma, I love Manos Rasma just because of the 19s. The constant use of the 19s is special. I mean, he hit like something stupid in the World Championship, the Lockdown World Championship, like 15, 16 visits to Treble 19 or something ridiculous. And I just love that way, just something different. Someone starting on Treble 19 rather than the 60s. It's not obviously what you expect to see, but it's just nice. And I do think Van Gerwen, again, like the first two, the other two favourites in my eyes, Price and Humphries, I do see it being a comfortable win. Rasma can start quickly and catch him out because we've seen in Pro Tours or in short formats, he does sometimes win. Van Gerwen does sometimes win like 6-4, 6-5, where he's got away with one. And this first round is just about getting into the next round. By no means possible, just get into that next round. And I think this will be 6-3 win for Van Gerwen, 6-3.
Well, the next game, what a day! No, this is a standout game. Obviously, you just mentioned him. When you were talking about Van Gerwen. I mean, imagine being a defending champion of this tournament, and your first round game is against the player who probably has the most momentum at the moment from the recent Hooping Tour event, and that is Ricardo Patrizio versus Ross Smith. Oh, I mean, wow. Well, I mean, Ross Smith would be thinking, I'm a defending champion, and he just did me the player with the pretty most momentum behind him at the moment. And he's from Germany as well.
That's what I mean. He's just won a Euro Tour in Germany. The next event, go on, Ricardo. You're playing in Germany again, like another 50 miles down the road in Dortmund. It's like.
If this was last year, then yeah, you'd go for Ross Smith, but I don't know. No. I just think when you win a major, we've seen it recently. Arsenal recently won a major, or even if you're a defending champion of this tournament, you do tend to sometimes get knocked out early. Always tends to happen. But I think it's a hard one. Because I said it earlier, it's different the Hooping Tour event is completely different to the actual Hooping Darts Championship. And people always seem to go by the recent tour events, like, oh yeah, Dave Chisnell should do well in this because he's number 1 seed, because he's done well on the Hooping Tour. Humphries, obviously, he does well. He always does well on the pretty Hooping Tour. It was the same last year as well.
Yeah, he won like 4 in a row, didn't he, I think?
And then everyone thought, yeah, Humphries is going to win this. And then Ross Smith ends up pretty winning it from out of nowhere. So, I mean, it's a hard one. It is a hard one. I do think it is probably going to be a close game, this one. I think Ricardo doesn't do it, Well, win this game, not pretty win the whole bloody event.
If he does that, if he does that, I think he gets into like top 32, just off the base of the Euro Tour.
I mean, I say it like that, you wouldn't be shocked these days in bloody darts these days, but it would be a shock after this winning the recent tour event. But it's bloody in Germany, so. And yeah, I'm enough for Ricardo. I don't know for Ricardo to nick it here against Ross Smith and knock out the defending champion.
Yeah, I know Ricardo's got all this momentum, and I think the right thing at the moment, based off the facts that we have, is obviously for Ricardo to win. I just think the height of the weekend and being brought back down to earth, I think Ross Smith.
Yeah, it can go 2 ways, to be fair.
I think it will go the other way. I think Ross Smith wins this like 6-4. I just think Ross knows. Ross was in this position last year. Ross obviously was about this seed, wasn't he? 18th, 19th, something like that. And he was like, I'll go on to win this, because obviously he would have played someone 13th, 14th with the seed and that he is now, as last year. So, the way he's looking at it, he's like, I know what it's like to be the underdog. I know what it's like to go into this tournament with a bit of confidence, a bit of momentum. So I just think he knows how to deal with it, and I think he knows.
And should have been the Premier League this year, but yeah, we won't get into that.
He's got a point to prove. I think he'll win this 6-4. I think Ricardo will probably never thought he was going to be in this position, because I think he was like 27th, 28th in the season, going into like that European Championship or the European Tour at the weekend, and he's just earned himself an extra 13, 14 seeding rankings to be on paper. I know that ain't played on paper, but on paper the favourite going off the seedings. So he could do it. I mean, if he puts in a performance like we've seen at the weekend, I'm not even saying this with a laugh, but he could go on to a quarter-final, semi-final with the way we know he can play. But I just think Smith gets him early. And if you're going to get someone like that, you've got to get them early. Because if they start building up momentum like he did at the weekend, we saw he run through, incredible players. He run through a George Killington performance, average like 96. Then he ran into Michael Van Gogh and he's like, I'll just smash this out of the water. Then he ran into Peter Wright and he's like, all right, I'll just beat you, mate. And it was just constant. Like it was like a snowball effect. Kept building the confidence, building the momentum. And that's why Smith has got to get him early. Otherwise, he could be a danger.
I mean, if Ricardo does win, all of a sudden, the momentum is going to be there.
Yeah.
And the fans are going to be like, hang on a minute, I step behind him. Well, they're going to be behind all German players. I think
Clemens needs more than the fans. He needs a bloody miracle.
Well, he needs Peter White not to turn up. He needs Peter White to turn up. Like he
wins, I think.
So yeah, I've gone for Ricardo just to do it, because I have based it on form as well. Because Ross Smith, he's been more in and out. Ross Smith, he has recently got a chance to start as well.
Yeah.
A bit like what Barney. Well, not like Barney, but like what Barney uses and Corey Cadby uses sometimes.
I really want Corey Cadby to come back so badly.
I don't know if is he in the WDF? I don't know, maybe.
He's on the tour, didn't he? Because he won his
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
His tour card, but I don't know if he's actually playing in any darts, basically, because I've not seen his name. I think I can't remember. I think he did. Yeah, he did get his tour card, didn't he? But I don't know what's happened since.
He's gone pretty missing.
But that game that he had against Phil Taylor, I'll still say it. How the hell? Like that was incredible. But
yeah, I mean, Phil Taylor was. I don't know if you're on about that day where Phil Taylor
was pissed.
Yeah, he was acting all drunk and all that.
Yeah. What was all that about, Peter?
I looked at Corey Cadby during Price then for the both of them doing that.
That would be something I'd love to see on a world stage.
Well, the fans will be on Cadby's side.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know if you notice it. I don't know if it's just me. I think the booing's now starting to slowly stop on doing fights.
It's taken a long time.
I mean, it's still happening, but it's took a pretty long time. Let's be real about it.
I think they started to realise that he's actually really good for the sport, rather than like what do you call it? A happy Gerwin Price makes a successful Gerwin Price.
It pretty makes a dangerous Price as well.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
But yeah, next game is Damon Hill against the youngster, Jim Van Veen, who will be, I think, playing in that youth final against Newcastle. I don't know when that's going to be. I think it's going to be next month.
It's between the Players' Championship finals, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
okay,
semi-finals and the what do you call it? The Players' Championship semi-finals and the final.
I mean, it says it well. Tien Van Veen, from what I've seen of him, did decent player. Somebody did final between him and Upieta. You would fancy Upieta still
I think
edge that
the
final.
stupid thing is how young Luke is. I'd still fancy him to absolutely batter him. As stupid as it sounds, but
I think Upieta and Tien have already qualified for the main world championship, anyways. So
that's going to be special. That's going to be very good.
And but Damon Hatter, I've probably been one of his biggest critics. Damon Hatter, that then he's better than Christopher Tatsy, but we're mad or I should call him outsider, and Damon Hatter's always pretty this outsider for big tournaments, and he still hasn't shown it enough consistently for me, Damon Hatter.
Yeah.
And I would expect Damon Hatter to get through in this one, exit over Gian. I mean, in the next game, obviously the last game we're going to predict, obviously the first round is obviously going to be Josh Rock or Dal Durney. So again, it's open in that section of the draw as well. And I am going to go for Dame Hatter to get all the 9 in this one. But it wouldn't shock me if Gian towards an upset. Depends which Hatter turns up for me, because he is inconsistent. Dame Hatter unlight. And which Dame Hatter turns up.
Yeah, I'd fancy Hatter. Gian has been performing brilliantly, but again, it's just, is it a tournament too early for Gian on the big stage? Is it going to be one of those where it's like, if Damon Hatter takes an early lead, has Gian got the sort of confidence or the experience to claw it back? You know, Damon Hatter has won so many Euro Tour games, so many Pro Tour games. We've seen him in so many board finals, always wins his board final near enough, and always gets to last 16s on the Pro Tour. This is what it's like. It's a Pro Tour format, isn't it? If you're good on the Pro Tour, you've just got to take it's basically a televised Pro Tour this first couple of rounds, and just who's got the bottle. I think the bottle will be with Damon Hatter. Hopefully, we don't have another stupid walk on with a bloody firefighter or whatever he turns up with in this weekend, because that was a joke, really, especially when he came on.
He did it in the World Match Play as well
with the cricket bat
because of
yeah. I think this will be. I don't want to say comfortable, because I've just like you, I've seen Gian in the last 8 months play some really effective darts, but I think it'll be 6-4. I think you've got to respect how good Hatter is. That's the problem in these games between like a youngster and a seasoned pro. You've got to, as much as you want to praise Gian, you've got to come back to the fact that look what Hatter does. Like Hatter is just a very consistent player.
And plus he needs a lead as well in the game.
As soon as he gets an early lead, it's game over against most players against Damon. For most players, it's over. Like I said, I'll go 6. No, I'll make it a bit tighter, 6-4. I think Gian gets a few fair legs on Hatter.
Yeah, I would say 6-4 to Hatter as well. And the final game is obviously the first round is the Northern Ireland chaps, Josh Rock and Dal Durney. I mean, Josh Rock burst onto the scene, didn't he, last year with that? I mean, ridiculous 9 darter, and he still got beat off Mike Van Duren in the Grand Slam. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, 9 darters, nothing, people.
It's a curse. It's a curse on people.
Or Willie Portland, you just win a world championship game on a 9 darter.
I mean, I think he probably broke it, but in terms of other players like Damon Stanley, but he running off the stairs, and we never seen him ever since. When he hit his 9 darter, after that we never fucking seen him. He's gone missing. for the whole decade. Yeah, I would say it's decade now since he hit that 9-darter. And but Joshua, I think the hype is surely getting to him. Sure, I mean, he still deserves that hype, Joshua, but he's now starting to come to terms and he's back to the middle normal start. The hype is there, now it's back down to normal. But I think again, Stal Durney, I mean, he's one of these players that you expect to beat. You do expect to beat in terms of early rounds, but I've enjoyed recently this year where he's reached a pretty stages of tournament or even tour events as well. But I think Joshua, it's not the Joshua from last year. I think it has only slightly dropped off. But I think Joshua beats Dal Durney here for me. As not the Dal Durney we obviously know that won pretty majors.
Yeah, I watched Josh Rock yesterday in the Players' Championship. He was absolutely superb. The only obviously person that he got beat by was Gary Anderson in the final. He was phenomenal all throughout. I thought there was games where you just look at it thinking, how the hell is this guy not in, like the top 5, top 6? Because he was just ridiculously battering people. And I remember the game against, I can't remember who it was. I think it was in the quarters against Rob. Yeah, it was in the quarters against Rob Cross because it was on the streaming board. And Rob Cross, after the game, Josh Rock beat him 6-3. And after the game, Rob Cross just looked at him, smiled, and gave him like a hug, as if to say, what the hell? And even in the final, I think he averaged like 102 against Gary Anderson and got beat 7-5. The kid is special. And just like, other youngsters in the draw, I think other youngsters are a bit under the radar, but this kid is ready to combat everything that gets thrown at him, and I think he may get drawn into a bit of a tire just because of his opponent. I think if this wasn't Gurney, someone that obviously he probably looked up to when he was first coming through as a young Northern Irish dart player, then maybe this would have been the 6-2, 6-1 that I think it can be. I just think, again, like you're playing the guy that you looked up to, him and Brendan Dolan were the two ones that when you was coming through as a young Northern Irish dart player, like, look at what these two have done. Daryl Gurney's won a Players' Championship. He's won a
World Cup.
Yeah, he's won things. I want to be like that. I think, again, I don't see anyone beating Josh Rock at the moment when he's playing like he is. But like I said, when he plays against different players, I think they will cause more trouble than what Gurney will face, or he will face from Gurney. Sorry, it sounds so bad on Darren Gurney. He's a seasonal pro, like I mentioned before. But I 6-2, 6-1, 6-2. He's incredible, Josh Rock. And next round,
if you offer Josh Rock's trot, he's got a potential wound. He's not quite a dud. Depending on my Van Durham that's knocked out.
He's got Gurney, which I think he beats. Then he's got Hetter or Van Veen, which I think he beats. And then it's Van Gerwen or probably Ross Smith in the quarterfinals. Where if you look at that, I mean that format.
Because these big players, Van Durham, Price, and they don't really like to play constant days in the war.
Not just that, the format then changes. It's not best of 6 then. I think in a first to 6, sorry, I think Van Gerwen, with all due respect to Josh, I really like him, but first to 6, Van Gerwen beats you in like a quarter final, but it's not going to be that. It's going to be first to 10. It's going to be a break after 5, where I think Josh would fancy it. I'm tempted to put a bet on Josh to win this tournament. I'm that confident. I think he could have a really good run. This game, like I said, watch him lose now in the first round against Gurney. But this game, I think 6-1, 6-2. It sounds so bad on Gurney because of how good we know Gurney can be. But I think Josh beats him very comfortably.
And they're all the first round games. And finally, what's your tournament predictions? Like, who do you think's going to win? And give me your outsider, basically.
Right, let's have a look at the draw because I think that's the best thing to do. I think the 4 semi-finalists, I would edge probably Smith against Price. But in the second one, it's difficult. I'm gonna go for Humphries to actually get beat. Shock horror. I'm gonna go for the first semi-final to have Michael Smith against Price, and second one I'm gonna go Joe Cullen. Do I do it? Yeah, Joe Cullen, Josh Rock, second semi-final, and I think we have a Joe Cullen, Gerwin Price final, which I think he wins. But I don't think he's going to have any easy games because he's got Keane Barry. I mean, I just looked at Price's section. He's got Barry, then Aspinall, Searle. You've got Cross, Dimitri, Noppert, Gilden in there. You know, maybe if he'd just went to one extra Euro Tour, he would have had a much easier round. He would have had Rasma, then Ricardo or Ross Smith, and maybe Josh Rock. So maybe Gerwin Price should have went to that last Euro Tour just to pick up an extra win and maybe push up the rankings. But yeah, I'm going to go Price to beat Cullen in the final, 11-8, something like that. But what was it? Dark Horse who said as the
outsider.
I'm not going to put Josh Rock as an outsider because I think a lot of people do quite rate him. I'm just looking at. Do you know what? Looking at the draw, I'm going to go. I think you've got to pick someone from the Humphries section. I think I'm going to go outsider Dirk van Duijvenbode as an outsider. I think he beats Wade. I think he could beat Clayton or D'Souza, and then he's in a quarter final then. And that could be tasty. So yeah, I'll go outside of Dirk and Price to beat Cullen 11-8 in the final.
My semi-finals, obviously I agree with the Joe Cullen versus Josh Rock in terms of semi-final. And the first, obviously, the top half of the semi-final, obviously Joe Cullen, Josh Rock is obviously the bottom. Yeah, the bottom section of the semi-finals. And the first section I have done in terms of semi-finals, I've done for Chris Dorby versus Wayne Searle.
Oh, see, I really don't fancy Chisnall, even though he's seeded 1. It's like, not really, mate.
And I just think Chris Dorby is a bit undermined and underrated for me, right? And I mean, beat Van Duren in that brilliant game of the World Qualifying, where Van Duren, I think I mentioned it yesterday, Van Duren was on bloody back $9 and missed him on the bloody ball.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was absolutely mad. Back to back.
And then at the end of the game, you see Chris Dorby with his hands where it's pretty winning the game.
But
I don't think Chris Dorby to beat Wayne Searle in the first semi-final and reach the final. And I've done for Chris Dorby versus Joe Cullen final.
Oh,
I done for Joe Cullen to edge past Josh Rock.
Wow.
And
what about your outsider?
My outsider, I mean, having a look at it, I'll probably. I do agree on the Duke Humphries section though for the outsider.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for Dirk because I think Dirk needs to. I think there's a pressure on him for me. Well, for me, there is. I think he should be looking at this tournament, Dirk, and thinking, I fancy myself.
The thing is with Dirk, there's no reason for him not to fancy himself. Like, there's no part of his game that you can arguably say that's a fault. Like, his scoring is there. His doubles are very much there. His high checkouts, he can take out anything from 170 to down to obviously 100 or 99 because that's still a 2-dart finish, 3-dart finish 99. So there's no reason for his game. Like, I can understand Chisnall. Yes, the doubling is obviously an issue, or certain players scoring is an issue, but Dirk has it all. There's no reason to feel threatened by anyone in the draw. We've seen him compete against every single one of the players in the draw and at a high level. We've seen him beat Van Gerwen. We've seen him beat Wright, Van Gerwen, Price. We've seen him beat Humphries. We know he can do it. He's got to show us that he knows he can do it. Because if he doesn't believe in himself, he's not going to win. It's as simple as that. If he goes into that first round game thinking, maybe I get over the line, then Wade beats him. It's as simple as that. James Wade will beat you. If James Wade can sense nervousness or sense a lack of confidence, then we know what James Wade will do. He'll just tear you apart with his methodical darts. So,
but yeah, I've gone for Dirk as my outsider. Chris Dorby first shot one for my final. And I'm going to for Chris Dorby to win the whole tournament.
Wow. And
people will say you just basically gone for the lowest seed, but he's not the lowest seed in my mind, in my opinion.
That's what I mean.
There's no way he's number 32. He's way higher than that.
That's what I mean. The seeding is nothing against it because it's what the seeding is. If you perform well on a Euro Tour, you then get that reward of being high on the European Championship finals draw. It's
like I said before. The Hooping Tour events is separate to the actual Hooping Darts Championship, and Chris Dorby turns up in the bid. Well, when it really matters in the bid majors.
Well, if the thing that I was looking at, when the draw was done, like I was looking at some of the players that have missed out that are not going to be here. Matt Campbell is a good player. Alan Suter's a good player. Simon Whitlock, Ricky Evans, Scott Williams, Jim Williams, Callan Ridds is not even here. Florian Hempel, we've seen the greatness of him. There's so many players.
He's got in there by the skin of his teeth as well, Chris Dorby, and you just feel it can go two ways. It's either going to be, I've got in there by the skin of my teeth, or it's hoping momentum that he got in there.
Chris Dobie got into the tournament by £500 ahead of Steve Beaton. That, if you were Steve Beaton, you'd be thinking, ow, I've lost it by 500 quid. All I had to do is win one more game at any Euro.
I see it, man. I see it happening. Steve Beaton thinking, I've been beaten by £500. Then Chris Dorby goes on to fucking win the whole thing.
And that is massive. That would have been massive for Steve Beaton because he's still 46th in the world. He's not going to lose a tour card, but that extra 10 grand I think it is for winning the first round gets him closer to the top 40. So
it's madness with Steve Beaton though. He's been here for ages.
The Bronze Adonis. He's definitely coming to the end of his song in the darts world, which is scary and a bit upsetting. But the new breed is coming through now.
30 plus years he's been here, man.
All I want for the World Championship is to have one more game of Paul Lim. I want it, just one more game. That if only he would have taken that 9 data out against Gary, that would have been special. Because I remember the commentary. They said the last World Championship Phil Taylor won, Paul Lim hit a 9 data, and then Paul Lim nearly hit a 9 data, and Phil nearly won that tournament. That would have been. I still miss Phil on the big stage. I'll admit, like the aura that he had, and that match play final against Peter Wright, his final ever won. Peter Wright got absolutely dismantled in that, and I was watching it. I was thinking, there's a chance Peter beats Wright on his final ever World Match Play game. He played 99 World Match Play games. Phil Taylor. Why can he just say one more year just to tick over the 100? But
yeah, who did you go for to win it then? To win the whole tournament?
Price over Cullen. 11-8.
Well, I think Price needs to win something, doesn't he, this year? He's been quite unlucky.
Even the finals that he's lost, I'm like, you shouldn't be losing them. Like, in another game, you don't lose them.
I mean, he should be beating Humphries, but you can't doubt Humphries. He was just pitch perfect.
Yeah.
And I mean, when it comes to the World Championship, I think that's where all the big guns will be fucking done at it.
Well, yeah, I think it just changes everything, doesn't it? The World Championships. It's like,
because I don't think you're gonna see. Well, I may be wrong, but I don't think you're gonna see like Chris Dorby, like what I predicted, Chris Dorby pulling in a pretty World final. You're gonna see the big guns in there.
that's why I feel bad, because I don't think you're ever gonna. I don't think you're ever going to see a final like
just the World Championships. That's the one everyone wants, really, in terms of big guns.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but some of the like the top, not really like beyond top 8, but like the top 6 or 7. Some tournaments they don't take as seriously, and it's like, why? Like, you know, when
that's
was
why I've gone for maybe a surprising final in this. Well, it's not surprising for me. Yeah, Chris Dorby, Joe Cullen, 2 major winners now.
Yeah. Even if Gary was in this, I would have fancied a run from him. That's why I'm quite gutted, because I would have actually put Gary to get to like last 16 quarter final just because of the form. The form is ridiculous. I mean, he's been playing like I don't even know who's in the Grand Slam confirmed, but that's gonna be a really good tournament. That's gonna
well, we're not fun circuits, but
yeah. I mean, where's the fine? Because I think they've got like 20 players confirmed. Yeah, so Smith, Van Gerwen, Aspinall, Humphries, Doby, Gilding, Price, Clayton, Cross, Wright, Anderson, Chisnell, Ratajski, Pritzko. That's big to see him in there now. Dirk, Danny, Rock, Nathan Gervin, Gian Van Veen, and then you've got the Bo Greaves, Fallon, and Hiroki Murat. We don't know what her name is or his. I'm not even going to pronounce that, but a Japanese person. Don't even know if it's a girl or a boy. But yeah, that is the tournament that I love. I love the Grand Slam. It's
great. It's great to see fans serve as you earn a place into it.
Yeah.
Not doing a backdoor entrance.
But by the way, I think we're talking about like obviously youngsters coming through in the men's game, but Bo Greaves, my God, she doesn't lose a game. I know the quality on the women's series is like the back end, like for example, 32nd on the World Series on the women's.
I've got a lot to say about the women's game and darts, but Bo Greaves, I think it's ridiculous. He doesn't get the attention he deserves. But we all know why that is. And
the problem with the women's game is 32nd on the men's tour is like Chris Doby, who could beat any of the top 32 in the men's game, where the 32 seed in the women's game like would get battered by Sherrick, Suzuki, Ashton, or Greaves, or even some of the other the top women in that game. So that's
what the women's game in darts. There is one controversial. I don't know if you're seeing it. One controversial player in there that is obviously. I forgot what her name is, but I think she's turned into a woman, but she's naturally a man.
Yeah. Not that.
But that's the controversial part about it. But lucky part about that is it's not very good. Bo Greaves, the best player, is winning anyways.
Yeah, I mean, what did Bo? I think Bo I think it was something ridiculous, like the women's series. Yeah, Bo is on.
Bo Greaves.
Bo is on 29,400, and the next player below is Fallon Sherrick on 17,200. So she's 22 grand below above the person below her. She won I think she only lost 2 games in the entire women's series. Like, what? Like, it's just ridiculous. She's like 18, 19. And I think she wanted to compete in the WDF World Championship.
Well done to her. The same.
But I don't know. It's gonna be...
I know the money would be different in terms of is it that much different in terms of PDC and WDF? But she's done a more likely win the WDF women's than win a dame against a man in the PDC.
Like, who did she play in the last Worlds? I can't remember who she beat.
William O'Connor, and he's not mud, by the way.
Yeah, and he battered her. And like I said, if she wins, say she wins a game at the World, she has 15 grand for getting to the second round. She's going to most likely get beat by one of the 32 seeds.
I'm bold Queens, though. I couldn't care less about the PDC. I want to win trophies, add more achievements to my honours yet. I mean, I think she's already high up, in my opinion, in terms of the women's game and the women's sport.
As crazy as it sounds, with her age and lack of experience, she is the best women's player in the world at the moment, by a country mile. So
she's probably not the greatest yet, because I still think the likes of Anastasia and who's the one, Trina Dorothy, they're probably up there. But I think Bob Creeves has done a recent achievements already. She's still young, and she's done be, in the end, overall the greatest women's dance player. And who knows what she can do against the men as well. Because I think that will be the learning experience for her. I mean, she was unlucky against William O'Connor. William O'Connor was just hitting everything.
Yeah, the problem is if she goes into that and gets beat like 3-0 or something like that, what that'll do for her confidence. Whereas if she goes into the women's WDF and wins the entire thing, she's won a trophy. She's won probably more money for winning that than
more than Fallon Sherritt.
Well, Fallon Sherritt didn't want to play in the WDF, did she? Because she wanted to try and win a tour card. That didn't exactly go well for you, did it, Fallon?
Just stupid, that.
But anyway, mate, I'm going to have to let you go. I need to jump off.
We are going to wrap this up anyways. And massive appreciation to Mike coming on. Do you want to plug your channel, mate?
Yeah, so Mike Green is the YouTube channel, Newport vlogs and fan cams and stuff like that after the game. Thanks for getting me on. I'll probably have to come on for...
He sounds very convincing when he says that.
Yeah, very convincing. But yeah, very, very optimistic about Newport as well. But I'll probably just come on for more of the darts, like reviews and predictions and stuff like that. Because I enjoy talking darts about someone who actually knows about darts rather than just telling someone and talking to a blank wall because they don't know what I'm on about.
Well, it's better than talking to certain fans as well.
Or Luca.
Yeah, but Luca doesn't know if he's Arthur or Martha, does he? So
no, that is true. But yeah, thanks for getting me on, and
no worries.
Keep up the good work, and I'll probably catch you for the review of this, probably.
Yeah, it all depends. I'll probably cram it into one of the ice cream then, if anything plays and all that. But yeah.
Yeah,
just whenever.
Right, I'll catch you in a bit. Thanks for getting me on.
No worries, mate. And
Bye.
So yeah, massive appreciation to Mike for coming on. Make sure to sub to his channel. You will see it in the comments that what he commented on. But yeah, I'll leave it in the description anyways. I'll leave it in the description for you guys who don't sub to him. So massive appreciation to everyone that watched this tournament preview. Done on longer than I expected, but that's because we had a special guest coming on. This makes it even more better, in my opinion. So, but that is my Hooping Darts Championship tournament preview. If you're watching this on paper, feel free to leave your predictions down below in the comments, and take care. See you all, and I'll see you all in the next ice cream. Maybe soon, if any of you play a part in any other sports that I watch. So take care and see you later.